12 minutes to go in normal time. Liverpool 3-0. Corner taken quickly, Origi! Oh my word! Yes! This is extraordinary.
Hello and welcome to the Reds cast. Disappointing defeat today. I'm joined as always by Ste, and do you want to introduce yourself to the pod?
I'm Ashley. I'm just a friend of Steve's, a long-time Red supporter.
So, how do we? First of all, we're still champions of England. Is that
That's
fair?
not going to change, is it?
No.
3 defeats in 70 games. Not bad, really.
No, that's what I was thinking. 2 defeats. I'm not even angry. I'm just struggling for words because it was a weird game, weren't it? Because we weren't bad.
No.
We weren't bad. I mean, we've definitely been on
their show thing, wasn't it? That sort of thing.
Yeah, we were. It was
It's weird, wasn't it? It was strange, wasn't it?
Yeah, we just small margins all over the pitch.
Yeah.
But when you add all that up, it comes to 4-0 City.
All the deflections and all the little nicks of the ball seem to be going their way.
Yeah.
But it's one of those.
Fair to say we've been on the Erlangers for a bit too long.
Yeah, they were playing. They were all playing with hangovers, and a few of them were playing in the flip flops, I think.
Yeah.
Very
It's
much
even
so.
like Joe Gomez, like usually he's world class, and he got dragged off at half time, but I don't even think he gave a bad performance. But it wasn't the Gomez that we're used to, was it?
No, it's like I've said previously. I think other teams target whoever Van Dijk is playing alongside,
Yeah.
and he seemed to do that, and that's probably why he got dragged off. I think wasn't entirely his fault. The penalty, it's been shown that he played on Sky there. He was left sort of isolated.
Sterling's done well to like draw the foul out of him. You know, he's done great for centre forward play, but you know, it's one of them. As Steve said, Gomez has been left isolated. Nobody was there picking up like in front of Sterling at all. So, you know, as you say, it's one of them. We didn't play that badly.
We spoke about it on the pod yesterday, Steve, didn't we, about the Guard of Honour and the effect it could potentially have. Do you think it did rile City up to make them be like, we're playing against the champions, but we're going to show them that we are going to come back?
I wouldn't say. I mean, obviously, I got it wrong saying the Guard of Honour's 1-0 to us.
Yeah.
I also think what Michael said wasn't quite right either, because City didn't exactly come out all guns blazing at us. I think we started quite well. We see that the intensity was there for I think the first 5 or 10 minutes. We seemed to be like winning all the tackles, winning all the second balls, but after that, City just stepped it up and we didn't.
I think when Salah hit the post and then Matty couldn't sort his feet out, you thought it's not going to be one. It's going to be one of those nights.
It definitely was one of them nights. Even just to mention about Nico Williams when he came on again, he was phenomenal, and he done a cross and where Otamendi got in the way of Salah and Minamino, and it just felt like anything that we'd done tonight just weren't going to come off, didn't it?
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, we said that a few times. There was so many occasions where like it bobbled off whoever, and it just landed at City players' feet. And the similar situations, like when we were attacking, and instead of going to our attackers where it would have gone to theirs, it just falls to their player again. And you have games like that. It happens. So I'm not devastated by it. But I don't know how many times I'm going to say it tonight, but it was just one of them. Just one of them nights.
Yeah, it was just it. I don't know. It just screamed to me like I said in the pod yesterday about playing the kids today, and you weren't so sure. But my thinking behind it was them kids have ultimately got to fight for their place next year. So do you think it's a good idea to play, especially in the Villa game? But do you think it would have been a good idea to play more of the kids because they'd have that? I mean, Liverpool players. I'm not saying they haven't got the passion, but it's more like they've won the league now. you know what I mean? Like, it is basically like a pre-season. So would you say throwing some of the kids in there could have give them that bit of oomph?
Maybe. I think they'd be more comfortable playing at Anfield, if I'm honest with you, rather than playing away. Because a lot of the kids have already played at Anfield.
Yeah.
You know, it's more familiar surroundings, so to speak. It probably doesn't really make that much of it, but it might make a little bit of a difference. I know obviously the crowd's not going to be there, but it's going to be on Sunday. It's going to be a less of an intense game as well. Everybody's eyes were on this game. Oh, how they're going to do against City? You know, give credits to City. They're still a brilliant football side.
Yeah,
and it might have been a bit of a hard go. Whereas against Villa, I think there may be more opportunities. We spoke about this just when the game was finished, didn't we?
Well, then, Steve, do you think anything, if we would have maybe started, say, Elliot or anything like that, it would have changed any outlook of the game?
No. I don't think so.
No, I think it would have gone out. It would have gone.
It was going to go that way. Possibly, if we'd have played a few more of the kids, it might have even gone worse.
Yeah.
Because you've got them established players who experienced. The majority of them have got plenty of experience, and you know they can take that sort of thing on the chin to an extent. If you throw a kid into that situation, his head might drop.
Yeah.
Where I couldn't name too many players who I'd say their head properly dropped. But I think if you throw a kid in, it might have affected them more.
Probably more Gomez's maybe after the penalty. It just seemed like that got to him a bit because he knew it was his fault, sort of thing. But then I've seen pens like that before VAR not even given. So it was a bit of a mad Sterling pulling on Gomez before Gomez pulled on Sterling. So it's a bit of a mad penalty to even give anyway, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was slightly naive, wasn't it? He got dragged into it. But there's not a lot he could have done.
Yeah.
You know, anything else, if he doesn't get that tight to him, then Sterling just turns him and probably scores anyway. He just got left in a difficult position.
I mean, even when I seen their makeshift back four, I was thinking, game on this. I honestly thought we'd be the ones to batter them. But what do you think it was? Do you think Jürgen got the tactics wrong? Do you think the players were just partying too long? What do you think stopped us being Liverpool ultimately today?
Looked a bit fatigued as well, didn't they?
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, I think the partying, a few too many beers.
Yeah,
thinking they're invincible.
Yes,
probably are. You know,
maybe the kick up the backside they need before they go into the Villa game. You know, if they really want to cement themselves in history, try and get the 100 points like City did.
Yeah.
Try and win as many games as possible. You know, really put down a marker for next season, because that's, you know, they was saying on Sky then next season could literally be like a 2 week break and then back into it.
This is ultimately our pre-season now, and you look at it like that aspect, isn't it? And the only positive I can really take from it is you cast your minds back to the game where City beat us 5-0 when Matty got sent off. For me, that seems like that turned Liverpool around a bit, because since then we have been dominant. So maybe this defeat might help us, like you said, give us the kick up the arse we need going into next season, because City are still City at the end of the day. They're still oil of just pure money, and especially without FFP this year, they're just going to plough even more money in, because it'll do their head in that they haven't won the league. So it might be the kick up the arse that Liverpool players needed, but it's just horrible to see, isn't it?
It was horrible to watch. It'll be a good ground and experience for a lot of the players who probably thought they were invincible. No, we won the league at a canter, so we can do whatever the hell we want. And by the way, boys, you can't, because City will turn up and do that to you.
Do you think City will come back next year strong, though? Because I think it all depends on the ban verdict. What they come back with.
It's so hard to say, isn't it?
Yeah. Don't know which way that's going to go, do you, at all, really? You don't know what evidence City have obviously appealed the ban. You don't know what evidence City are going to produce at all, do you?
No.
It's one of those things we're going to have to. we'll have to wait and see.
Just want to touch on, should we be concerned about how bad we've been away from home lately? I think that's the 5th defeat on the bounce, or bar the Goodison draw, 4 defeats out of 5. We haven't been scoring goals away.
That's the thing, scoring away, isn't it?
But you can say that, but if you look at the other side of the coin, we're still 20 points clear at the top.
Yeah.
So maybe it's an area that can be improved, but I wouldn't really say it was an area of concern.
Well, since coming back from lockdown, or the Palace game, I mean, the Everton game was abysmal. We weren't the best today. It has affected us, regardless of whether fans want to admit it or not. It has affected Liverpool, this lockdown, and I think it's affected those teams.
Do you think, Matty, though, prior the 2-3 games prior to lockdown, we weren't great either?
No, we really weren't. That was the Atletico game, wasn't it? And Watford.
Chelsea
in the FA Cup.
Norwich, although we won at Norwich, we weren't great there.
No, I think it is a matter of just fatigue. But then, I mean, they have had a long break, but then it's how much they've done, didn't they, at home? I think they're probably just chilling as much as everybody else. But if anything, one positive maybe to take from it is, I think the Everton game and today will show Jurgen and FSG we need to invest in this squad still. Even though we just won the league, we need to invest, don't we?
We were saying while the game was going on, the front three, they're brilliant.
Yeah.
But they know they're the names on the team sheet.
That's the thing, isn't it? Especially Bobby, he knows that Divock Origi is miles away from Bobby's class. So he knows his first name on that team sheet. But then this season, dare I say it, though I always, Steve, I'm a massive Bobby supporter and he is the system. But this season, he hasn't been great, has he?
No, we touched on that. The same, actually touched on that while we were watching the match. You were saying, he should be getting, the player of his quality, his numbers and his figures should be higher. He should be getting more assists, more goals. And the previous season, I think even the previous season, his figures weren't too high, but he was the gel. He was the pass before the pass, and he was like the one that was making everything happen. Although he didn't get the assist or the goal, he was sort of instrumental in a lot of the goals. So we give him that bit of leeway. This season, it hasn't quite been there for him, I don't think.
I think it's a matter of that he's just burnt out.
I think the possibility, maybe a bit of burnout, but I would say lack of competition.
I think that's the biggest thing. A
lack of competition. He's got no one really pushing him, where he knows he can have a couple of bad games and he's still playing anyway. But if we, say, if things would have turned out differently and we'd have got Timo Werner, or, over the summer we get in a proper number 9, then he knows he's got to up his game then, or he's not playing.
But looking towards the summer, I've seen a list of people we might be selling, and it's talking like we could be saving 480k on wages in terms of Origi, Karius, Woodburn, Ojo, Shaqiri, Lovren as always. Wilson, Grujic, Klein, and Lallana. But 2 names that stand out for me. I just want to get your thoughts on it. Marco Grujic and Harry Wilson. Would you sell them because you probably could cash in on them now, especially Harry Wilson, or would you keep them? It's 2 more midfielders. We don't really need midfielders, but it's that creative option.
I thought about Wilson the other day. Now, he'll probably get shot down for this, quite honestly. Could you? Is there a case he's got a decent left foot on him? We know he's got a decent left foot on him.
Yeah.
Could you make a case for Wilson? He's of the age now where he should know the basics of the game. Could you make Wilson an understudy for Robbo?
Well, we've seen him turn Trent into a fullback, haven't we? So potentially, but it's whether Wilson would want to drop into an understudy to Robbo, given he's good enough to play in the Prem week in, week out. We've seen that with Bournemouth this year. And that's the worry, really. And I think as a left-back, he probably could be when we need the cover, but it's whether he'd stay.
Yes.
He's had first team action all year. But that's a shout I've never actually thought of, really. Wilson to understudy. What do you think?
He's a pretty attack-minded player.
But so's Trent and so's Robbo.
Yeah. I've not seen enough of him to judge him on his defensive abilities, although our fullbacks are very attacking.
Yeah.
You know, there's no point having two wingers playing right back and left back because you're going to get found out.
But also, Trent isn't the best at defending anyway. Robbo's the far more superior defender of the two. You can see what Trent. I mean, that's not a nice thing. Robbo was still in the Erlingers, but usually Robbo is the far more superior defender. So Wilson, he wouldn't be a bad backup at left back. He really wouldn't be a bad. When I think more about it now, he wouldn't be. He really wouldn't be because he's got the pace. He's got the left peg to cross them in. He can take a free kick.
Yeah.
Which I don't want him to go myself at all, him or Gruitch. I mean, I don't know if you've seen much of Gruitch either. He is in Germany, but I think he won Player of the Year here for Berlin again this year. He's a special talent, and he's just one of them. Like we touched on yesterday about Nico, we don't want a rival to have him because he's that good. It's sort of in the same breath for Gruitch as well and Wilson. I think
presence as well, Gruitch, isn't he? He's a big lad.
Yeah, I think about 6'5", 6'6", something like that. He's a big centre mid, and when you look at Henderson's 29, 30 now, why not keep hold of him?
Yeah, we were talking before, saying about the amount of midfielders we've got. Yeah. Would you consider full time dropping Fabinho back to centre back alongside Van Dijk, freeing up another midfield role because he looked comfortable again? He's done it a few times.
When
he has looked out of place.
Yeah, he done it a few months ago, didn't he? And he played centre back for a few games, and he got a special card on FIFA and that, and got man of the match in a few games, and that's an argument for it. That's a good argument, but then this is only the first time Joe Gomez and Van Dijk have lost a game since they played.
And we've wrote them off.
Yeah, rubbish.
It is hard because Fabinho is the best in the world at central defensive midfield. But then Henderson's good there as well. But then Henderson's well better in a more advanced role. It's so hard to, because then I think if Fabinho did go into centre back, then you need a central defensive midfielder. And the only one who I think could do a job is Hendo.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Gruitch can play there, but then it's throwing Gruitch, who's a kid, into such a hard position in the Premier League. It's tough. I think we definitely need a centre back as a cover, especially if Lovren's going. Please the Lord that fella leave the club.
Taxi fare, are we?
I'd drive him there, honestly. Go anywhere he wants, I'd take him round the world trip. But yeah, McAteer touched on LFC TV before the game that he said that he didn't see Liverpool being world class till the end of the year because the league was done, and he said he wouldn't judge them if they didn't get over the 100 points like City did, and it should be judged on can they retain the title. Is that something you'd agree on, or would you? I know we spoke yesterday, and you said you full wanted that record, but after today's game, does it change your mind a bit, or would you rather take 104 points we can get now this year, or would you rather win the league next year?
Win the league next year.
I actually didn't say I full wanted. I didn't say I full wanted that record. I said Jürgen wants that record.
But does he?
I think if you offered Jürgen the league next year, 100 points, he'd take the league next year.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. But then next year,
the mark of a good team is to retain the title. If you retain the title,
it makes you a world. It separates the world class teams from the good teams, really, doesn't it? Because you look at Leicester, I think if Liverpool don't win the league, it's not a fluke this year. It's not, but I think if we don't win it next year, that's all rival fans would speak about. When you look at Leicester, they was a good team a few years ago, but they weren't a great team, and that's why they could never retain it. And that's me worry. I'd rather rest the first team, let them have a good summer because it's looking like it's going to be a 2-week break, 3-week break into next season. Play some of the kids, give them the medals, and then go again next year with a fresh, revitalised squad. Is that not an option you think would work, maybe?
If you're looking solely on next season, absolutely.
I would have a problem with that, personally.
The kids are good enough. I mean, the only game really from now till the end of the season where we probably need to play a few first team players will be the Chelsea, the last game of the season. But other than that, the kids can do a job. Knocked Everton out the cup.
Yeah. So the other thing with Chelsea as well is that that's looking like that's the game where they're going to lift the trophy. So that, you know, it's a bit harsh to like bin off all the first team the day they get to lift the trophy.
You'd all have to do with John Terry, wouldn't you? Thinking ahead to that game, though. How excited are you? Forget about this result. It's just a bump in the road. And I think if somebody would have said to you at the end of the season, Liverpool are only going to lose twice this year, you would have bit their hands off. We've lost 3 times in 2 seasons. Forget this game. Forget it. We're still champions. Are you bothered about any of the other games? Bothered about any of the results? Or is it just... I said yesterday, the only game we need to win is that last game against Chelsea.
Yeah.
If we lost every game now until that, would you be bothered?
I'd be bothered. I hate seeing Liverpool lose.
Yeah.
But it's not the be all and end all now. We've got the trophy. If the unthinkable happened and we lost every game,
yeah,
I'd be worried.
Yeah.
Even if he played the kids, I'd be a bit worried. I'm a bit fed up, to be honest. But
yeah,
then I'm quite easily pleased again when they start winning next season. So I don't know. I don't want to see us lose.
But then it's like, if we're looking at it as a pre-season, it's nothing.
Exactly. They're in pre-season mode now, aren't they? Sort of thing.
Yeah.
I think that's what Gary Neville said on the telly.
Yeah.
He said this. You know, they've been having their pre-season now.
Yeah, we will be, and I think most teams will. I mean, apart from the fight for top 4, I think us and City are just looking ahead to next season now, and rightfully so, really, because if there is only a 2-week layoff, it is ultimately pre-season. The games mean absolutely nothing now. I couldn't care if Liverpool got beat every single game, because at the end of the day, Hendo's still getting his hands on that.
5-6 years down the line, you're not looking back and going, oh, we lost this game, that game. You go, we won the league.
Yeah, exactly. The name would be on the trophy, won't it?
Yeah, exactly. So looking forward then to the Villa game. Are you excited to see us get back at Anfield, where we always seem to win anyway?
Always happy to see us at Anfield.
Yeah. I think it'd be a far better performance on Sunday than what it was today. I think we'd be more clinical, much more clinical for some reason. We see the front three, especially, seem to be much more happier playing there.
Yeah.
Recently, as you said, we haven't scored away for seems like forever.
I think it was before the Athletic. I think this record of no goals away was just before the Atletico Champions League defeat. So it's been since then, which was in February. I mean, we've had the break since then, but it just feels weird that we aren't scoring at all away from home.
Yeah, we're making chances. Atletico, we made chances.
Yeah,
Atletico, we at least one.
Yeah, definitely. Atletico game. Definitely, we were by far the better team over the 2 legs. It was just unfortunate that Adrian was in goal for such a big game, so to speak. But
decided to pass to one of them.
Looking forward to the Villa game, then. What do you play, Adrian? Do you play Alisson? Do you give Lonergan a go? Do you throw Kelleher out there? I mean, Adrian definitely. I mean, Alisson today was definitely still pissed. From 100% still pissed. So do you give the big boys a rest against Villa, or is that then? Are we underestimating Aston Villa? Because we know that they can be a good side. They are unfortunate to be in the position they are in.
Villa are going to want to win, aren't they, at the end of the day? Because they've got something to fight for, haven't they?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Villa need to come out and fight for us. So it's a risk then, isn't it? Like, we need the experience.
Yeah.
Then we also want, I think Jurgen does want, that would be a game he highlighted to give kids a go for the medals, like Jones, Elliott, Williams and stuff. But who would you...
I think I would be more inclined to do it a little bit. Have we got Burnley coming up?
Yeah, after Villa.
Brighton coming up.
Yeah.
I think I'd be more inclined to do it in those 2 games, I think.
Yeah, because by the time we play Brighton, I think their fate would either... I think if they carry on the way they're playing, they'll probably be safe by then, or they would have already went down by then. It's just the last 2 games of the season, Chelsea and Newcastle, are the hard ones, I think, out of what is left. How would you line up then against Villa on Sunday?
Not the lineup you sent me earlier. I nearly had a heart attack when you sent me that.
I wouldn't go with that lineup, mate. Looked exciting.
I wouldn't go that week. I'd probably make about 4 or 5 changes to the strongest line that they had today. I wouldn't play the strongest team. I think that'll probably be maybe Chelsea apart. That'll be the only game where we play that strongest 11.
Probably needs the rest.
Who would you take out? What changes would you make? Go use going, and I'll throw my 10p into the mix.
Yeah, Bobby got to come out. I think he needs a little sit down for a bit. Again, it's one of them. Who do you put there? Would you put Minamino there? Would you put Origi there? Neither.
Curtis Jones.
I think he's centre forward material. Curtis Jones.
I think Curtis Jones could probably play anywhere attacking he wants to. Curtis, I've really looked into Curtis Jones. Steve, I'm a massive staunch supporter of Curtis Jones. Steven Gerrard said he's one of the best players he's ever worked with. So yeah, why not? Why not throw him up there? He plays a more advanced role for the academy anyway. He plays more like what Coutinho used to play for Liverpool, and he works quite well with Elliott as well on the right when he plays further forward. So I think to get the best out of Curtis Jones, you'd probably need to throw Elliott in there as well.
Yeah, but make sense to feel comfortable. Like I probably, but then you're thinking, I think Trent looks like he needs a bit of a rest as well. So would you sacrifice that whole side of the pitch, putting in Williams and Elliott and Jones all together?
I would put Williams in.
All 3 of them together.
Well, yeah, I haven't got a problem with Nico Williams. I think he's ready, and I think it's just a shame that Trent is so good on his part. The team I'd probably go with, I'd probably say Alisson, Williams, however, Van Dijk, Milner.
Is Milner going to be fit again?
Well, like I always say to you, if you're fit enough to be on the bench, you're fit enough to play a game of football. He was on the bench today, so Milner left back. So you're keeping Van Dijk in there, and then to start that partnership up with however Dutch, and CDM, I go Endo, and then I go Chambo and Curtis Jones in the middle. I go Elliott on the right, Mane on the left, and Minamino through the centre. That's what I'd probably go with for Villa, purely because Curtis Jones and the Ox had a good partnership in the times that they have played together for the Everton game. They were really well together. Jones bounces off Elliott as well, so you're linking that partnership up. And yeah, I would sacrifice the whole right side. I mean, I know Salah's going for Golden Boot, and you can tell, and that's why I say sacrifice him, because when Salah is going for that personal gain, Salah then becomes ball greed Salah rather than world class Salah.
Yeah, he's just making decisions a couple of times tonight, wasn't it? We were in the first half. You can see he's trying too hard.
Yeah, he knows he's behind in the race for the Golden Boot, and he wants to, and that's why I'd say drop him. And Sadio Mane, Carragher said it today on Sky Sports, he has been our best player this year. He really has. So I think he's the one I would keep in the front 3. But what do you think? I know you said you'd make a few changes, but who would you change then? If you're saying don't change that right side, what side would you change, if anything?
No, I didn't say don't. I was asking the question, would you?
Absolutely.
I think it could work, say, because they've come through together. So they say it's like you've got your mate next to you, so you feel more comfortable.
Yeah.
I think the Minamino shout up front. Ashley's not a fan of Minamino. I think he needs more time. Ashley will disagree. I don't think he's had enough time in that number false 9 role or whatever to show what he can do.
With Minamino, I've seen a few people ask me, you're not the first one who said he isn't good enough for Liverpool. However, Andy Robertson had 7 months before he got broken into the team. Fabinho had 5. He's come from a Salzburg team, which was very, very exciting, very young. He was never going to walk into the team. He's not being bought to walk into the team. He's being bought as cover. But down that Bobby role, if you cast your mind back to the Everton game when he came on for Bobby, he was probably the most exciting player on the pitch. A lot of people don't think he's good enough, but I love him only because that game at Anfield, I haven't seen anyone come to Anfield and take the mick out of Liverpool like him and the Korean lad did in a long time. Like, you were sat quite close to me, Steve, and you said the same. Like, when Minamino ticks, he's magical. He really, but it's just whether he will tick. We've been saying it about Kaiser, and we're still waiting 2 years on.
Yeah.
He showed flashes today, I think.
Yeah,
when he come on.
I thought he'd done all right today when he come up.
Yeah.
I thought he'd done okay. But as you say, we've been waiting 2 years for him to turn up consistently. To be fair to him, he's not getting the game time, but at the end of the day, Jurgen and Pep Linders see him day in, day out in training. So they know.
For me as well, like, I think Jurgen really rates him because I think he's had more patience than some other players at Liverpool. When you think of like the likes of Mamadou Sakho and stuff, and he just got legs straight away. And there's other players as well Jurgen sold based on like the lineup that you sent me, which we're going to touch on in a minute from his first game. But I think Kaiser post lockdown has probably been the most exciting Liverpool player. I would completely agree. Since lockdown, he's been. If we can get half of what Kaiser was like at Germany, we've got a world class player, haven't we?
Is there a shout for him starting against Villa then?
I think so.
I can see him starting, but I'd love to see Jones start myself. I just love it. I Curtis Jones he's going to be generational, and I think why.
He's got a bit of swagger about him, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's just you can just tell he knows he's good. Comes from good genes. That's all I'll say. But
just like that goal he scored against Everton. Just the confidence to even take that on at his age just shows a lot about him. Like,
but yeah, what would you do, Kaiser or Jones?
Personally, I would start Kaiser and bring Jones on.
You can start both. You can start both.
Yeah, then Chamberlain misses out.
Chamberlain could get a game.
We're
spoiled for choice, aren't we?
Maybe have an experienced centre half pairing like Fabinho and Van Dijk.
Yeah,
I think they could stroll through a game like Villa. To be honest with you, and Milner left back. Give Robbo a break because I think, as you say, Robbo's still in full all.
Yeah, definitely. But then I've seen loads of rumours saying that however is going to give his chance towards the end of the season and like how much Jurgen rates him. But being completely honest, when he's played a centre back, I haven't rated him at all.
I'll be honest, I haven't seen enough of him to even comment on it. Was he on the bench tonight?
No, he wasn't on the bench tonight.
Can't even make a 9-man bench. They're talking about giving him a first team chance.
I know, that's what I always thought, because if you can't make a 9-man bench, you're probably not good enough for the squad. If you can't make like a 9-man bench, but then I think he's probably below in terms of the kids' estimations. I think he's like the fourth choice after Williams, Elliott, and Jones. I think he's the one after that. But we didn't have a single centre back on the bench tonight. That's why Fabinho had to drop back.
Yeah.
He's better than Lovren. I mean, it's not hard.
Poor old Dave, it's all a stick to me.
He shouldn't have such a big mouth, though, should he?
No.
I mean, I made up. He missed out today. The minute I seen him not even on the bench, that's one thing I look for, because you're the team's so predictable when you play a big team, and you're just looking at the bench thinking, is he going to get on? And I was not going to get on, but yeah, casting your minds back to the first game under Klopp. You sent me this earlier, Steve.
Yeah.
Just want to read the team. I don't know if you've seen it, Ashley. It was Mignolet, Klein, Skrtel, Sakho, Moreno, Lever, Chan, Milner, Lallana, Origi, and Coutinho.
Bloody awful, really.
So the only one, and on the bench there was Virgil. Go away, the dog here. On the bench, the only one who's made it from that team is Milner, and then on the bench there was Bogdan, Kolo Touré, Jerome Sinclair, Teixeira, Randall, Ivan, Joe Allen, and that was his first ever game for Liverpool. It's
give Jurgen a statue immediately.
He needs one, doesn't he? When you look at it, like, if we go on, like, for, like, Alisson's replaced Mignolet, stupidly in, like, difference. Trent's replaced Klein, but Trent bullied Klein out of that place anyway, didn't he?
Klein, I've gone on against Klein, to be fair. He was all right. But
I can't help but think his attitude must be really bad, though, because
that's what I think.
Why is he not being given that deal to get to see the season out with us like Lallana has? Why is he being kept away from the team completely?
I think something's gone on there.
It's similar to like Sakho, weren't it? Because when he obviously, I know Sakho's thing was in the public eye, but he just got took straight out the team. Even when Klein's been fit, he hasn't. And Klein's not a bad player when he's played.
Do you remember that game he come out the blue about? What was it when? And he played against United, and he might have even played left back, and he was brilliant.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's his only appearance in about the last 2 years or whatever. And then he coming out of the blue and played that game, and then disappeared again. And
is that a testament to Klein going? Do you reckon Klopp's let him go in a sense of a testament to Neco Williams, as to say, like, your second choice now, or do you reckon it's just more, it is attitude?
Bit of both.
Yeah, probably a bit of both. To say, you don't see what goes on behind the scenes, do you? You don't see what goes on in training. You don't see how he is around the other players, how he is around Klopp, the respect he shows or whatever. You only see what they do on the pitch, so we only judge them on that.
But then Elliott's rumoured to have a really, really bad attitude, and he's adored by Klopp, so I think Klopp gets the best out of people, but it was just the Klein situation's crazy, because he's going to end up probably going to Bournemouth, or if they stay up, or your West Hams or something like that, and he'll do a job for the next few years at this level. He's good enough to be at this level, isn't he? And
yeah, it's
crazy that we've just let him go like that. Like, why not offer him a 2-year contract and make some money on him? I don't get it at all.
How old is he now?
He's 30, just touching 30, I think.
Yeah, just touching 30. But if you give him a contract, you could easily get 10 million because he's English.
Yeah. What's the contract going to cost us, though?
You just put him on the same terms. He'd be happy. I don't know. He's probably earning upwards.
He's not skint, is he?
No.
Guard found in a Rolls Royce, he definitely isn't. Like,
yeah.
It's just a bit. When we're talking about, like Jurgen said, we're not going to buy this year. It's just weird to let players like of experience like Klein go, isn't it? Like, why? If we're not going to buy anyone, why can you see us buying anyone? Given that we're apparently getting rid of like Klein, Lovren, Grujic, Origi, who can you see us bringing in? I'm being told everybody is a very secret dark. Well, it's not so secret, but it's a dark horse that he might be coming to Liverpool. So I'm going to ask you too, who you think Liverpool need to buy, which areas we need to buy in, and which areas you can see us actually strengthening in.
Number 9. I'll tell you what. Is it Aubameyang from Arsenal who hasn't signed his contract?
No, he's very exciting, and he played unbelievable under Jurgen at Dortmund.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind that at all.
I mean, I don't know how reliable it will be, but I've been told that Sancho is a very high likely transfer, to the point that it could be announced with the new Nike kit.
I'll be happy with that.
I'll be happy with it. Believe you me, if it happens, it happens.
Yeah, so it's like more competition for the front three, isn't it?
That's what we need. We're desperate for competition there.
But then aren't we desperate as well for if we were only going to buy, if we only had the money, say Sancho money, so Sancho's probably going to cost about 100 million minimum. If we only had that to spend, I wouldn't get Sancho. I wouldn't throw it all at Sancho. I think we need a left back, definitely. Because if Leeds come up, I just can't see Milner staying myself. So we definitely need a left back cover. We need a centre back cover if Lovren goes. I'd argue we probably need a cover for Fabinho, because although Henderson can do a role there, Henderson has struggled with injuries in the past, and what if they both were injured at the same time? That's the only way I look at it, is when you look at City, they've got 3 or 4 players for every single position. and we haven't. And
they're all very, very good qualities. Yeah.
You look at Foden. Foden probably started this season 3rd, 4th choice midfielder, and he is world class. May I add, he is absolutely unbelievable for Philip Foden. And
he's all right.
He's all right. Yeah. He's a pretty good player. He is good. He's a pretty good player in a very good team. Obviously, scored against us today. Looked pretty good tonight.
So he's just all right.
Yeah, he's not a Liverpool player, so I don't rate him.
But would you? We've also been linked with William. So William plays in the same position as Sancho.
Yes, I would.
Do you rather take William and strengthen the whole team, or take Jadon Sancho?
I'd take the William. I would rather get in 4 players or whatever it might be, rather than blowing the whole budget on one player. I think that's pretty irresponsible to just for the name of one player.
One player who I'd blow the whole budget on, that would be Mbappe.
Yeah.
The only player. And I've seen that's meant to be doable as well, because if Nike are going to fund half of it, but I don't want him either. Give him another seat, because they're going to lose Neymar this year, PSG, more or less. I think he's probably going to go to Barca with Griezmann going the other way. I've said that to you a few times, Steve, and I just can't see them losing Mbappe and Neymar in one. So.
I personally think the only place where, as much as I would love Mbappe to come to Liverpool, I just think he's got Real Madrid written all over it.
Yeah, he's a Real Madrid player, isn't he?
Yeah.
100%. But then, who do we bring in? So I've seen people saying we might not even bring a striker in because of how good Brewster's been.
One I quite like is St Maximin of Newcastle. I think he's a bit of a rough diamond. I think he's like Mane.
Yeah, really good.
I think he'd be cheaper than Traore.
Yeah.
The only thing that I would say possibly that might stop us is this protracted takeover of Newcastle.
Because he's just silly money then, isn't he?
Suspend, aren't they?
Yeah. Adama Traore, though, is a mad one because the fee quoted for him, he's looking like he's probably going to cost the same as Sancho, and I'd rather have Sancho in a heartbeat over Adama. Yeah. But then when you look how good Adama is, and think if Jürgen got his hands on him, it's mouthwatering, really, isn't he? How good he actually could be.
Yeah.
He's frightening. He's a physical, like Sancho, world class player, fast, skillful, all that. Traore is just a scary physical specimen, and if he's running at you, you've got to be careful. I wouldn't fancy him myself. Yeah, it's like having Purple Aki running at you. Trying to feel your muscles. You're like, listen, mate, just go fast.
Yeah. What I was going to say.
Lucky on the wing. We had dreams.
One thing I would say about Sancho is, though, Dortmund don't need to sell him. He's still got 2.5 years left on his deal. So if I was Klopp, he's probably in the best position to negotiate with Dortmund out of any of the managers anyway. Why not do what we've done with Keita and get him on a pre-contract and be like, we'll have you, but next season, and you've got another season in Dortmund. I think that'd be good, because Sancho, he's had 2 good seasons in Germany, but is he ready for the Premier League? Yeah,
that's a good shout. That
that's I'd be happy with that.
That would suit everybody, wouldn't it?
It makes United not have him, who are looking strong again, sadly.
That Bruno Fernandes is looking really good, isn't he?
The only thing I've got hope for with Fernandes is when he came to United, he said he wants to replicate Cristiano Ronaldo's career. So I'm just waiting for Madrid to buy him, to be honest. He is so good. I would have loved him at Liverpool. He is world class, but it's like the problem Liverpool have got now, we've said it a few times to you, Steve, is anyone who comes in, they're not starting.
Unless your name is Mbappe.
Yeah, unless you are an absolute world beater, then I don't think you're replacing any of the team. And I've seen arguments for keeping Brewster, but then I don't even think Brewster's ready. Brewster's been unbelievable in the Championship. He's had 7 goals since he went there. But every time Brewster's played for Liverpool, he's not been this big hype that everybody's on about. And me personally, I struggle to understand what this big hype is around him, because every time I've seen him, he's not been that good. He just seems like he's maybe another Origi.
Yeah.
Yes. He doesn't seem particularly big or particularly quick or particularly skillful. He's like...
He's a poacher.
Pretty good at a lot of things, but not like... He's not a master of anything, is he?
He's pretty similar to how football used to be played. When you think back to like the Fowlers and the Owens, Michael Owen was really quick, but Robbie Fowler wasn't rapid. He was just a goal scorer, wasn't he? And right place, right time. I mean, Brewster did have a worldie of a free kick in Swansea's last outing, but I just don't get the hype around him, and I hope Jurgen isn't thinking, yeah, we'll keep hold of him and he's covered to Bobby, because although these kids might be good in... I mean, I've always said giving the kids a chance, but now today's worried me. Because, like I said to you, Steve, Jurgen, when he won the league at Dortmund, finished the following season 7th. Yeah. And that scares me. That proper scares me. And I'm not saying we'd finish 7th, because I think we're far superior to any other team.
Didn't Rafa do something similar when he finished 2nd?
Yeah.
I think we finished 7th or 8th the following season. Yeah.
And that's just the only thing I'm worried about, because in case the players went in with the mentality of, we've just won the league, we are world class, and that's the mentality it looks like they went into the game today, and it's just a wrong mentality. Like, they need to... I think, don't get me wrong, if we hadn't won the league, I think we would have battered City today. If today was the deciding game, I think we would have absolutely battered them. But I just think we just need strength, definitely, throughout the whole team. The only place I'd say maybe we probably wouldn't need it is the left, because a lot of our players can play out on the left and the right, but definitely through the middle, definitely centre-back, definitely a left-back. And then I'd go as far as saying we probably need a better backup as well, goalkeeper. Because I don't think Adrian's probably going to stay much longer, because he's at the end of his career. Why would you sit on the bench? Yeah. He could go and play in Spain week in, week out if he wanted.
Yeah.
I quite like Adrian. He got, he's had some stick because he had a couple of poor games and whatever, but he was brilliant at the beginning of the season when Alisson was out for a lot of the time. He made some mistakes.
People say this, but he didn't keep a clean sheet.
No, but he was playing goal for the European Super Cup.
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did win us a Super Cup, to be fair to him. But then that's just like...
Yes, got the clean sheet.
I don't...
The FA Cup game against Everton.
Oh, yeah. But in terms of the league, that's another one. But yeah, I'd even say we could probably let... I'm saying that Kelleher's not shit.
Well, they rate him, don't they?
They do rate him, yeah. They do rate him. I think if Adrian goes, it'd be more he wants to go and play first team football towards the end of his career, because he could play in Spain. He's good enough to play in Spain, like your Sevillas or someone like that. But then it's again, who do we bring in that position? Who's going to come and sit on the bench below the world's best keeper?
Didn't Kelleher play in that game against Arsenal, the 5-5 game?
Yeah, he's got a lot of a reputation behind him, but I don't like him. I've said it to Steve after that game. I don't like him. I think he's too small for a keeper. I think he's too timid. I don't think he's got what it takes to make it at Liverpool. And I probably would have kept Jamal George over him, but Jamal George has departed now, hasn't he? But I probably would have kept him over.
I've seen Jamal George play.
He's a good keeper, isn't he?
He was at Marine. I went to watch Marine play. He didn't go for Marine. What the hell's going on here?
Yeah, we loaned him to him, and then his contract's expired now, and we haven't kept him.
Yeah.
So he mustn't have had a good season at Marine. I mean, I can't say I followed him, so you probably know more than me. Aldi've got on this year, but I really don't.
I don't know. I've seen a couple of games. Me and a few of the lads do it a couple of times a season. We do the whole corporate thing when you go for your meal and meet the manager and all that. It costs less than a ticket at Anfield, and you get all your dinner and drinks. It's brilliant. We don't do it particularly for Marine. We haven't got any allegiance to Marine other than the fact it's a local team. But it's just like a fun day out. The football, it's sort of secondary to the day, to be fair, because the football's not the best.
Massive stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, totally.
My brother was, I'm going to try and find it now. He was talking about, speaking of transfers, who we could get. I'm trying to think now. There's a player. This is my brother's theory. He said, why don't we go? He said, Norwich are going to go down and they're going to want to bounce straight back up. So they need a goal scorer in the championship. Brewster's proven himself in the championship. I think he thinks he needs another year. So we said, why don't we loan Brewster to Norwich and get Jamal Lewis, their left back, as our cover? Now, I don't know if
He's a very good player.
He's a very, very, very good player. And the last time we bought a player from a relegated club, it turned out to be Andy Robertson.
He hasn't done too bad, has he?
Too bad at all. But then I was thinking more about it. Would you not raid Norwich and take Pukki as a backup to Firmino?
Different player, isn't it?
Yeah, I know, but you'll never get a Bobby player, will you? Because Bobby's so unique. So I think anyone you get to help cover him will be a different player to him. And Pukki's going to be somebody who you could probably get relatively cheap. And he come to Liverpool, similar to Adrian, like he couldn't believe he came.
Yeah, he's sort of proper number 9, sort of plays off the shoulder, doesn't he? And gets in behind where Bobby drops off and takes the ball and passes it on.
I think if he come to Liverpool and played, you'd need someone probably like Genie behind him who can drop the shoulder and play it through to him. But then Genie's contract's still not been signed or anything, so we don't even know what's going to happen with him.
You need someone who can
He's only got a year
play
left,
them balls.
Yeah, 1 year left, Genie.
Be ashamed to see him go. Like,
it's a difficult one because he's 30. They don't like giving big contracts to players over 30, do they?
No, the only one that they've done it to really is Van Dijk. He's 29, and he's been given the big one, but he's Van Dijk, isn't he? So, and he's a centre back they lost.
Yeah.
Another player then I'll throw at you is from Norwich, Todd, whatever, Cantwell.
Cantwell. Don't know.
I thought he was a mank. I thought he was a mank, but if you look on his Twitter from when Liverpool won the league, you'd think he was a bigger red than most people. It just all about Liverpool, liking all tweets about Liverpool, and it just made me think, why not? Because he's a good player as well. He's young.
Yeah.
He's all right.
Who's the lad at Burnley? Is it McNeil?
No, McNeil's at Sheffield United, I think. I know what you mean, but I can't think who it is.
He's a good player.
There's a few, isn't there? If you think about teams you could go down, there's like Grealish at Villa. Burnley've got a few. Norwich have got a few. Personally, I'd just take Danny Ings back. Biggest mistake we done was get rid of Danny Ings.
I was just to say that it's looking like
that's what we could have done with having Ings as backup. In fact, I'm not actually sure he'd be backup. I'm thinking the way he's playing now, Bobby would probably be his backup.
I wouldn't go. I love Bobby, so you want to say that.
Look at the numbers they've got.
I know. I think this. I'm always in two breaths for Bobby because sometimes I think, what are you doing? And he's just not bothered. But then sometimes I think, take Bobby out. That system doesn't work because he generates the space for Mane and Salah to then make room to then have the ball over the top. And I think he's the modern day Steve Finnan, Bobby.
Jesus Christ! please elaborate.
I mean it in a sense of not many people remember Steve Finnan, and Steve Finnan was unbelievable in his time. And Bobby is so underappreciated by everybody else in the league, by Liverpool fans who watch him week in, week out. So I'd probably go as far as saying that. Like if you asked any opposition fan who was our right back in the Champions League final 2005, I don't think anyone would tell you it was Steve Finnan. So it's just a bit of a mad one.
Yeah, to compare Bobby Firmino to Steve Finnan, I think that's a first.
It's a reputation. I mean, like, not in terms of playing quality, Bobby is the best in the world, as the song says. Well, my favourite player in the world, Mane, always will be. He is the best footballer in the world, and I'll stand on that. I'm not the only one who said it, but he is. He's the well, in my eyes. Sadio Mane is the best player in the Liverpool team, and Liverpool are currently the best team in Europe, the world, and England. So that makes Sadio Mane the best player in the world. In my theory.
There's more logic to that than the Steve Finnan, Bobby.
But before we go though, anyway, give me your team and your score for the Villa game Sunday. Steve's been dead bold on these, you know. I think Steve needs to go back down to us 1-0 so he can start winning again.
I'm gonna go. Do you know what? I'm going bold again. I think clean sheet, 3-0.
What's your team?
Alisson, Williams, Fabinho, Van Dijk, Milner. Then I would go Henderson, Keita, Chamberlain, Elliott, Minamino, Mane.
I'm interested to hear yours now because I know you don't like Minamino.
He's playing purple Aki up front.
Go on,
He wouldn't be on the bus as far as I was concerned. I'm going for a comfortable 2-0 home win. And I'll go Alisson, Williams, Fabinho, Van Dijk, Robertson, Henderson, Chamberlain, Keita, Mane, Jones, Salah.
Jones down the middle. Are we very intrigued if that happens? To be fair, Jones down the middle. Be a very interesting one.
There you go, Matty.
The team I said before and 6-0.
6-0.
I think after the Everton game, we made a statement at Palace. And I think they're getting the air dry treatment as we're talking now. I don't think Jurgen was happy at all. And I think he's basically going to say to them, now you go and show me why you're champions. Yeah. Because the players need to realise the summer window's around the corner. Yeah. And I think I'm going to go 6-0 and I'm going to go Curtis Jones. Just going to get 2 of them. And they're going to be 2 absolute screamers.
Yeah, all this talk, all this hype we've given, it's got 0-0 written all over it, hasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I've got
a
big banner now on the King Kenny stand saying Liverpool FC champions again. So as they walk out, the players are going to see that, and then the Guard of Honour and stuff, they're going to know we're playing for this club now. And I think they just needed to get that kick up the arse today, and I'm not bothered. I mean, I was bothered watching it, and it was painful to watch, but we're Liverpool Football Club, and we are the best team in the world.
And if you're going to lose one game in the last few games in the season, you'd take City away, wouldn't you?
Yeah, out of all of them, I'd rather lose to like Burnley or someone, but
it's more acceptable.
Yeah, you know? It is. It's more like when the Watford game, when we lost to Died on a podcast, and it was titled "What Was That?"
Yeah,
that was literally what was like that game. But this game, I don't think whether it's because we've won the league. I think every Liverpool fan honestly couldn't give a fuck about today's results.
Yeah, nothing can bring us down.
No,
absolutely. Yeah, nice one for coming on as always, Steve. Nice one for coming on, Ashley, new to the pod. But yeah, up the Reds, champions of England. Let's not forget it.